A skin tag might seem like a cosmetic nuisance, but what if I told you it could be your first clue about something brewing beneath the surface, like diabetes or hormonal changes? I know it sounds surprising. After all, we're taught to think of these little flaps of skin as harmless, something to snip off or freeze away just to tidy things up a bit. But as we get older, our bodies don't always shout when something's wrong. Sometimes they whisper, and sometimes they speak in the form of a soft flesh-colored bump hanging by a tiny stalk. That's why today's conversation is so important. If you've ever spotted a skin tag on your neck underarms, or maybe around your eyelids, I want you to pause before you think about removing it. In this video, we're going to unpack what skin tags really are, what they might be trying to tell you, and the crucial health signals they could be sending. And be sure to stay with me until the end, because I'll share a simple but powerful 2-minute daily habit that could help you prevent new ones from popping up altogether. It's something many doctors won't even mention. Now let's start with the basics. What exactly is a skin tag? Medically, they're called acrocordons. They're soft, benign growths that often show up where skin rubs against skin. Think underarms, neck, groin, and even under the breasts. But here's the thing. While they're usually not dangerous, on their own multiple studies have shown they often appear in connection with deeper metabolic issues. Let me tell you about George. He's 68, retired, and lives a peaceful life tending to his small garden. A few months ago, George noticed a cluster of skin tags around his neck. He didn't think much of it at first, but then he remembered his brother, who developed diabetes in his 60s, and how his doctor once mentioned something about skin tags being linked to blood sugar problems. Just to be safe, George booked a checkup. His blood work revealed that his fasting glucose was elevated borderline pre-diabetes. The doctor said those little skin tags might have been his body's early warning signal. That appointment may have saved George from full-blown type 2 diabetes, and George isn't an isolated case. According to a study published in the International Journal of Dermatology, around 60% of people with multiple skin tags also have insulin resistance, a condition where the body struggles to process sugar properly. Insulin resistance is one of the earliest signs that your body's metabolic health is out of balance. Over time, it can progress into type 2 diabetes if left unchecked. What's even more interesting is where these tags appear. If you have more than 5 skin tags in the same area, especially around the neck or armpits, it might be your body's way of showing that your insulin levels are higher than they should be. And you might not feel a thing. No fatigue, no thirst, no weight change. Just a quiet little tag waving hello. Now, this doesn't mean every skin tag is a red flag, but it does mean we shouldn't be so quick to dismiss them, especially if they seem to appear suddenly or multiply over time. Think of them like your body's dashboard lights. Just because the car is still running doesn't mean you ignore the blinking signals. Let's look at another case, Margaret, a 72-year-old retired teacher. She had always been healthy, walking every day and cooking fresh meals. But last winter, she started noticing small soft bumps under her arms and around her bra line. She figured it was just friction from clothing and ignored them. But when they started to multiply, her daughter encouraged her to see a dermatologist. The doctor noticed the tags and asked a few more questions. Turns out Margaret had also been experiencing dry skin, more hair on her chin, and irregular sleep. A hormone panel later showed that she was dealing with thyroid imbalances. Once her thyroid levels were addressed, not only did the skin tags stop growing, but her energy and sleep also improved. Skin tags are sometimes linked to changes in hormones, especially insulin and cortisol. In postmenopausal, women shifting estrogen levels can affect the skin weight distribution and even hair growth. When the endocrine system, your body's hormone control center, is out of balance, the skin often reveals it before we feel it. Doctors like Dr. Alicia Zalka, a board-certified dermatologist, say skin tags are surface indicators of what could be metabolic disturbances underneath. That's a fancy way of saying your skin might be talking to you, and we should listen. Now, what should you actually do if you have skin tags? First of all, don't panic. Most are harmless. But if you notice a sudden increase, or if they appear alongside other signs like weight gain changes in appetite or fatigue, it's worth bringing up to your healthcare provider. You might ask for a simple blood sugar or thyroid check. These tests are quick and can reveal a lot about what's going on inside. Second, avoid the temptation to remove them yourself. I know the drugstores are full of over-the-counter removal kits and freezing sprays, but without knowing the root cause, removing a skin tag is like wiping away a warning light without checking the engine. Plus, doing it yourself can lead to infection or scarring, especially if you're on blood thinners or have diabetes. And here's something else that's often overlooked. Inflammation plays a major role in both skin tags and underlying health issues. Chronic low-grade inflammation, what doctors sometimes call inflammaging, is linked to everything from high blood pressure to arthritis to memory loss. Skin tags could be one of its many outward signs. So instead of only treating the surface, it's worth considering gentle lifestyle changes that support your whole body. If this is resonating with you, I'd love for you to comment below with your age or where you're watching from. It's wonderful to know we're on this journey together, and your stories always make these conversations even more meaningful. Now let's keep going. Because next we're going to look at a few specific patterns and skin tags that many people overlook and what they might reveal about your long-term health. Have you ever noticed skin tags forming in the exact same spots over and over again? Maybe it's always the same side of the neck or always under one arm. That's not just coincidence. Repetitive placement can hint at local irritation. Yes, but when skin tags keep popping up in the same high-friction areas, especially in clusters, it often points to two things: elevated insulin levels and increased inflammation. There was a fascinating study out of Brazil where dermatologists tracked over 200 patients with skin tags. Nearly 75% of those with multiple clusters in symmetrical areas had some form of metabolic syndrome, a group of conditions including high blood sugar, high cholesterol, and belly fat. That's a big deal. And even more eye-opening, many of these patients didn't yet have a formal diagnosis. Their skin gave the first clue. Let's talk about Linda, a 66-year-old grandmother who loved knitting and baking for her grandkids. She was active, didn't smoke, and thought of herself as pretty healthy. But she started to feel more bloated than usual, and she couldn't quite shake the stubborn weight around her midsection. That's when she also noticed some tiny tags under her chin and near her collarbone places where she'd never had them before. At first she thought maybe it was just age, but her daughter insisted she visit her doctor. Turns out her waist circumference, blood pressure, and triglycerides were all creeping up. She didn't feel sick, but she was at risk for metabolic syndrome. The good news: by catching it early, she had the chance to reverse it. Her doctor suggested simple daily walks, cutting back on processed sugars, and adding a handful of walnuts to her meals. 6 months later, her waist was slimmer, her labs improved, and those skin tags, they stopped multiplying. This is what I want to emphasize today. Skin tags can serve as early messengers. Not scary, not something to fear, but definitely something to listen to. Now, some people wonder if genetics play a role. Absolutely. If your parents had them, you might be more likely to develop them too. But here's the catch: while your genes might load the gun, your lifestyle pulls the trigger. That's where the power comes in. Because we can always influence our daily habits no matter our age. Another hidden connection you might not expect is sleep. Poor sleep quality, especially sleep apnea, has been linked to increased skin tags. Why? When we don't get enough oxygen during sleep, the body produces more stress hormones like cortisol. And high cortisol levels have been associated with both insulin resistance and skin changes. So if you're snoring heavily or waking up gasping for air, and you've also seen more skin tags appear, it's worth checking in with your doctor about a sleep study. And then there's the impact of skincare and hygiene, something many of us tend to overlook. I recently spoke with a retired nurse named Henry who noticed skin tags appearing around his groin and underarms. When he asked his dermatologist, the doctor gently pointed out that overly tight clothing and lack of moisture were contributing. As we age, our skin becomes thinner and drier, and friction builds up faster. Henry started using a gentle moisturizer daily and switched to looser cotton clothing. Within a few months, no new tags had formed. This brings us to a simple but often neglected tip: keeping your skin barrier healthy. Moisturizers with ingredients like ceramides or hyaluronic acid can help strengthen your skin, reduce irritation, and lower the chance of friction-based tags. It's not just about comfort, it's also about prevention. And let's not forget the role of weight. I know it's a sensitive topic, but carrying extra weight, especially around the belly, doesn't just strain your heart or knees. It also increases skin folds and chafing, which can create the perfect environment for tags to appear. But here's the encouraging part: losing even a modest amount of weight can make a difference. A 2023 study from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that adults over 60 who lost just 5% of their body weight over 3 months saw significant improvements in both insulin sensitivity and skin conditions, including skin tag reduction. That means if you weigh 180 pounds, losing just 9 pounds could already start improving your internal health and your skin. And that's achievable with small, steady changes. You don't have to run marathons, just a daily walk, and some extra veggies on your plate go a long way. At this point, you might be wondering, should I ever remove a skin tag? The short answer is yes, but only with the right guidance. Dermatologists can safely remove them using techniques like cryotherapy, freezing cauterization, burning or snipping with sterile instruments. The key is making sure the tag is indeed benign. Some growths that resemble skin tags can actually be something else, like a wart mole, or in rare cases, a basal cell carcinoma. That's why it's always best to have it evaluated first. And speaking of evaluation, don't feel embarrassed to bring up skin tags with your doctor. I know it can seem like such a small issue, but your skin is your body's largest organ. When it speaks, we listen. And remember, you're not alone. Studies show over 50% of adults over age 60 develop at least one skin tag, often more. It's completely common and completely worth paying attention to. If you're still watching and finding these lessons valuable, please comment the number 1 below, just so I know you're still with me. Thank you for your precious time. It means so much to be here with you. Now let's keep moving forward, because we're about to look at the last and perhaps most misunderstood signal that skin tags can reveal, and how one tiny change in your daily routine can stop them from ever forming in the first place. Now here's something most people never hear. Skin tags may also be linked to your liver. That's right, your liver, the unsung hero, quietly working behind the scenes to filter toxins, process fats, and keep your hormones balanced. When the liver becomes sluggish, whether from age, excess sugar, alcohol, or just years of wear and tear, it can stop processing insulin efficiently. And guess what? That insulin imbalance can show up on your skin. There's a name for this condition: non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD. It's common in older adults, especially those who don't drink much, but have high triglycerides or belly fat. According to a study in the Journal of Hepatology, individuals with multiple skin tags were significantly more likely to have undiagnosed fatty liver. The researchers even called skin tags a dermatological marker of liver distress. Let me tell you about Carlos, a 70-year-old retired bus driver. Carlos never had skin problems growing up, but over the past few years, he noticed more skin tags on his back and chest. He also felt more tired after meals, had occasional bloating, and his skin looked a bit dull. A routine checkup revealed slightly elevated liver enzymes, and an ultrasound confirmed early-stage NAFLD. Thankfully, it was caught in time. With a few small adjustments like cutting out sugary drinks, and taking short walks after dinner, Carlos was able to reverse his liver condition. And yes, his skin improved too. This is why we can't treat the skin in isolation. Every tag, rash, spot, or bump is connected to what's happening inside. And when we listen with curiosity, instead of frustration, we give ourselves the chance to heal from the inside out. So what can you actually do today to start protecting your skin and the systems it's speaking for? First, hydrate and nourish your body. Water helps your liver flush out waste, and fiber-rich foods like leafy greens, berries, and beans help clear excess estrogen and toxins. These small changes directly support your skin's health and reduce the chances of new skin tags forming. And yes, seniors absolutely still benefit from dietary tweaks. The body may age, but it never stops responding to care. Second, move a little every day. Gentle, consistent activity, like a 20-minute walk or chair, exercises improves blood sugar regulation, lowers inflammation, and supports your thyroid and liver. Even 5 minutes of deep breathing lowers cortisol, your stress hormone, which is another major player in skin tag formation. Third, and this is the tip I promised earlier, take just 2 minutes each day to do a simple trick called skin brushing. This involves using a soft brush or even a clean washcloth to gently sweep over your skin in circular motions before bathing. Start at your feet and work upward. This encourages lymphatic flow, which helps your body eliminate waste and reduce inflammation. It's easy, soothing, and supports the health of your skin from the surface all the way to your internal organs. I've had viewers write in saying how much this one habit has changed the way they feel, not just physically, but mentally too. One woman, Elaine from North Carolina, said her morning brushing became a ritual. "It's my quiet time," she wrote, "and since starting, I've had fewer flare-ups on my skin and feel more energized every morning." Now let's talk quickly about prevention, because we always want to look ahead. If you've already had skin tags removed by a doctor, it's important to avoid the same conditions that caused them to appear in the first place. Keep your weight in a healthy range, focus on foods that reduce inflammation, like salmon, olive oil, and turmeric, and give your skin room to breathe. That means avoiding tight-fitting clothes or synthetic fabrics that cause rubbing. And if you're ever unsure about a new growth, if it changes, color, bleeds, or grows rapidly, get it checked out. Most skin tags are completely harmless, but it's always best to be safe and catch anything unusual early. So just to reflect a moment, we've talked about how skin tags can be tied to insulin resistance, hormone shifts, inflammation, and even liver health. We've seen how people like George, Margaret, Linda, Henry, and Carlos turned small signs into big wins by paying attention to their bodies. And that's the message I want to leave you with today. You are not powerless. Your skin is not betraying you. It's speaking to you. And you have the wisdom to listen. Remember, small changes can make a big difference in your health and happiness. Whether it's switching up a snack, asking your doctor about a blood test, or simply moisturizing with intention, every step matters. And it's never too late to begin. So what was the one lesson today that really hit home for you? Please share one habit you plan on adopting in your life. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more simple, powerful ways to stay healthy and vibrant at every age. Here's to living your best life at any age. You've earned it, you deserve it, and your journey is just getting started.